All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? There's no secret, Nicki Minaj and Safaree were in a very public relationship, and it went south a few years ago. Nicki claimed Safaree not only cheated on her, but did other things. We'll get to that in a moment, as Nicki Minaj did an interview with Funk Flex. Hashtag I got a story to tell. Now, Safaree, after the breakup, went the public route. Nicki did not. As a matter of fact, Nicki's public route was acknowledging that she's now in a relationship with Meek Mill. Safaree's route was a little bit different, because he couldn't play that game of going and getting a badder chick. You know what I mean? It's Nicki we talking about. You can't really play that game with Nicki. She's top of the crop to a lot of people. Now, Safaree went the personal route. He knew what could hurt Nicki more than anything out there. Her rap credibility. Anybody that's put love and any type of commitment in what they do, nothing hurts more than when somebody shuns your credibility. So Safaree went the route of saying, yo, I wrote I helped write a lot of Nicki's raps. You see why she kind of fell off. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what didn't help in the mix of all this. In the midst of all this, Nicki's raps were not sounding the same. She was hopping on some verses, putting out some records, and they wasn't clicking. So that continued that narrative that, damn, maybe Safaree was the guy behind the magic of Nicki Minaj, and maybe it was him who helped her launch this crazy career off. As you all know, Safaree and Nicki Minaj started out in a rap group together way back when. Now that narrative continued as Safaree opened up a lawsuit trying to get back some money, which he believes he was owed by Nicki Minaj for previous involvements in records. It continued. Fast forward. Nicki's no longer in a relationship with Meek Mill. Safaree's on Love and Hip Hop doing his thing. One day, and we didn't talk about this a lot, one day Safaree in an interview acknowledged that he didn't write for Nicki Minaj. He cleared that up. Now, that doesn't obviously get the amount of headlines as when he says he did write for Nicki, but that did happen. I said that to say he pretty much acknowledged in so many ways that he made that up. And while Nicki Minaj was doing her press to promote her Queen album, and she was on Funk Flex, I got a story to tell. I mean, she went in. Not only did Nicki Minaj say that Safaree was stealing credit cards, having sex with prostitutes, she went on to say that Safaree is very corny forever. Even insinuating that she didn't write her own bars and that he did that out of straight hate, and only because he knew he couldn't get Nicki back, and he knew that would hurt Nicki more than ever. Nicki went on to say that when she was coming up as an artist, when there was no shows getting booked for her, she said she had $1,000 to her name. Safaree got a job in Atlanta, and he quit one day into the job. Nicki was like, yo, I'll figure a way out for us while we're sleeping on the mattress on the floor. I'll figure a way out. And she feels as if, though, how dare you diss the person who put you in a position to be able to feed your family today. She's pretty much saying, yo, Safaree, without me becoming this great with my pen, you wouldn't be in the position to be on Love and Hip Hop, get money, get chicks, get cars and fancy clothes. She went on to say, look, it's even more disrespectful that you and your mother, Safaree, didn't believe in me as an artist. I became this big deal, and you were able to hang around me for years and years and years and pretty much ride my wave. I'm summarizing, not quoting directly. Nicki also, while she was in her bag, pretty much said again, Safaree got caught stealing credit cards. He's only lashing out against her because she caught him cheating, and she caught him in the act stealing credit cards, having sex with prostitutes, and that is corny for him to, because he got caught doing wrong, now lavish out at her. Now Safaree is on his phone this morning. He is on Instagram looking cornier than ever, and he is on Twitter. He tweeted this out trying to clear it up one last time. He said, unless I really care, it still could not let the mention of someone's name get me that riled up. That looks like someone who either still cares or just holding on to a lot of hate towards someone. How many times have I said I never wrote your raps? Nobody even talks about that anymore. Now, I do think it's worth noting that I did have a story in the chamber that's pretty much dead now. I was going to talk about how Safaree was listening to Nicki Minaj's Come See About Me record, and the nigga pretty much broke down online yesterday. When asked about it by fans, had he heard the tune from Nicki Minaj on her Queen album, Safaree got in his feelings and acknowledged that he damn near crying listening to new Nicki. He said, okay, so y'all blew me up about Come See About Me, so I went and listened to it, and whether it's about me or not, that shit just had me crying like a bitch. I don't think it's about me, but the song is nice. I was in a perfectly fine mood before I heard that. Thanks a lot. So Safaree, I mean, he's kind of showing Nicki in a way that, look, I'm trying to show love to him, you know, and your music, and I like the record, and, you know, Safaree's acknowledged that he want Nicki back, but Nicki's like, you're corny, my dude. You fucking lied on me and tried to, like, that's why I never get mad at somebody for never, like, you can forgive but never forget, right? Like, yo, you tried to come for that woman's credibility, right? You can't, the only thing that matters to that woman at the end of the day is she's a rapper from Queens, and you tried to take that from her, that rap title from her, by coming at her credibility, and many people ran with that. And the fact that you now think it's cool a couple years later to just kind of lollygag your way back into the fold and post Nicki on your gram and try to get at her through your tweets and through the Instagram posts and beg her for the time of the day. Not gonna lie, Safaree, and you on Love and Hip Hop while she continues to live out her dream as a rapper and do tours and make music. You look pretty bad, my brother. You look pretty damn bad. Thank y'all for the time, love, put out, don't take it for granted. Nicki Minaj airs out Safaree. She's doing interviews, ladies and gentlemen, and she's keeping it honest. All right. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
All the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO. Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.